For Module 6, Black children in the film and the media, I think was really interesting because I think that's like still happening in today's world. And with one of the articles about Missouri and Ferguson, I thought that it was really interesting how that was brought up because you think that like the Michael Brown incident, you think that that wouldn't still be happening in today's world, but people still have that stereotype with black teens, and um, they're just they feel threatened. I guess whites feel like threatened and feel like they are going to be blacks will be violent towards them, and um, something else that was talked about in with this module was mainstream media, and I think that it shouldn't be a thing. It shouldn't be, blacks shouldn't feel like they're belittled still, because I think people think that we've became past that and that there isn't that much racism out there, but I think that people need to be aware that there still is a lot out there, and racial violence in media is describing blacks and characterizing them in stereotypical ways, and they're like making a stigmatism out for them and not making them, I guess, feel like they have equal opportunities on the media. Black students are not being treated equal still in schools because they're, in one of the articles, the officer still abused this kid, and the peers saw that and they're scared to go to school because of this. It's not a safe place, which it should be. School should be a safe place. Um, that's what like they promote. Like, schools are safe places. This is where you can, no judgment, no just, it should be a safe place, and black students are not feeling that. Once black youth are walking around the street and are approached a white female, the female is gonna feel scared because that's just the stereotype thing that is happening in today's world. When other students see how their peers are getting treated, they're going to be scared. They're not going to want to come to school. They're not going to feel safe. Their lives are going to be in danger, and they're scared for their lives. Parents are concerned with how black youths are being treated in school and how white teachers are treating them and how white students are treating them. And I think that is something that still needs to be worked on in the school districts and throughout our everyday lives. Media has never really loved black humans. They have always overlooked them when they are the victim in a violent crime. They overlook that. They do not focus and say, this black kid was shot in the alley. They are only looking at when black people are violent and when they are the reason for the crime. And I think that's bull. Like, that, everyone should be treated equal. Not one person is more violent than another because of their skin. That is just not okay. It is rare when black people are the center of the news, even if they need help and they need that extra media support. Media is looking for gangs with black people. They are looking for thugs that are out there and who are violent, and so that they can be shutting them down on media. Media just takes it's just such a different world out there, and how media twists words and how they are just not fair to who they should, they aren't fair for everybody, and that is just not okay for what those broadcasters are doing. And even like social media just takes things out of control and stereotypes blacks. And I think um, this Michael Brown thing, people tweeted very mean things about it, that they are happy that he died, that he got shot. No, that is not okay. Media needs to take control of that. They need to say this is wrong. This is not how our world should be. And I think that they're just doing the opposite. They're not supporting each other, and they're not um, realizing what they're actually doing and how it can impact um, so many people just by what they say. And through society, I think that blacks aren't getting the recognition that they should. Their cultural backgrounds have still had that stigmatism. I think that has stayed with them, and that is just that is something that I think the media could do a better job of, and like the programs um, could stop stereotyping them. And I thought this was interesting. 49% of all blacks playing roles of criminals, servants, entertainments, or athletes. Rarely blacks portrayed a loving, sexual, sensitive, or several celebrity person. And I think that's like in movies they're saying like it's true. Like thinking back, like blacks aren't the most high class in movies. They aren't the ones with the most money. They're the ones that are getting in troubles, that are not doing well in school, that are into drugs, violence, and sexual things. I think that like TV could be changed, and movies could be changed, and how we like the roles that people are getting. I think that they could be switched to more um, different races instead of just whites getting those roles and having the better lifestyles in the movies, because that's just it's hypocritical. I think it's stereotyping so much, and it's not how reality should be, which is really, really sad.